Hi guys, and welcome to May Is Your Ex Coming Back series. So this is dedicated to the people who kind of like still have this connection to their ex, or they're feeling the ex might be coming back. Just keep in mind that if you kind of decide in your head that you don't want to take him or her back, that's the final answer. So that kind of like trumps any other influence, and you already know what you're going to do about it. Still, sometimes it's fun to see how they're thinking in their own head. I'm going to show you the significators because I have developed this spread. It took me quite a while to actually find a combination, and you can imagine finding a combination of 7. We have here in Ontario 749, so you pick 7 numbers out of 4 and 9, so I picked 7 numbers out of 78, so actually much harder, so hence it is really difficult to do this. But finally I find something that really works, and these cards are from a different deck. Think of that as the chapters of the book. I'm going to explain to you what they mean. So before I get there, just to let you know that I actually started a first group of tarot school. I'm really excited, and I'm so excited because everybody in the school is like so much fun. It's just like, oh my gosh, you want more? Here, more. If ever in life, you know, one can actually wish for it, this was the one. And oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I am so excited. So the next round is going to be the 15th of May. You can sign up. The link is in the description box. And I actually decided I'll have small, basically groups. Initially, I thought it's going to be a self-study, no guidance of mine. But I'm actually interacting by actually fixing the homework, checking the homework, giving guidance. So hence it's going to be more of my hands-on. So you can join in. Now I'm getting a clear idea how this is going to go. And as I said, it's going to be a limited group, maybe 10 at a time. I kind of like took, I think, quite a bit in this first round, but that's okay because I love how insistent and how basically intense they are, because they're going to make this really good for everybody else who follows. So okay, so let's jump into this. This X spread kind of like has this elements, has this, let's call it dimensions, that I really want to address over here. And they make sense. You see, in this group that is represented with the magician, I want to see what in this relationship works, and sort of like what are these like brownie points that you can earn like without much effort. So also it's going to tell me if this relationship was ever a go. In the second house, the temperance is reversed purposely because temperance usually makes things work. But I really want to see what is tearing this relationship apart and why the issues have been experienced over there. Then we have 2 significators. One, and I don't go with astrological things, and if you ever go in my school you will understand why. And this is basically telling me what kind of like personality you have to be when you date, because we're not the same person when we date and when we settle in. So hence it's going to be 1 significator and a second significator. And here, and the cat is trying to destroy my headset over here. Here we are going to see the energy in between, like this like flow of love and exchange and what's going on. And now these 2 cards, the Judgment, is going to tell me what karma is thinking about this whole mix. Is this doable? Is it workable? How to go about that, right? And lastly, we will have the 4 of Wands. Generally, 4 of Wands always talks about the next stage. So what is the next stage in this relationship? Is it good? Is it bad? It's going to depend on the sign. And lastly, how I do the signs. Keep in mind that most of us are just humans. I'm sorry, I actually live in a very quiet part of Toronto, really very much to the river and forest, but sometimes we get these noises, especially at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you are watching this because you're still connected, sometimes we have the karmic bond, sometimes like it takes time to get over a relationship, then it is really good to check for both of you. It's also good to check for your partner's Mars sign, because Mars sign tells you really what they want. You can just Google, find the free natal chart for anybody, and you will figure out what is a Mars sign for somebody. And that way we can kind of like determine really what is the really good chance of this relationship. And last point, guys, this is a general reading, so I'm focusing on you, and you already have you and somebody else in mind. You're already holding the energy of not only 2 main signs, but also their ascendants and everything else. So I'm accumulating all this energy, focusing on it, shuffling the cards toward that energy, and delivering. It is different when I'm doing the private reading, and this spread is on the special. It is still $50. I'm keeping it because when people are in distress, I really don't want to make money of them. The regular price for this is $65, but I have been keeping it discounted. And now it's also a speed up promotion that is happening simultaneously. So instead of waiting 3 weeks for this to come back to you, you're getting it within a week. So it is a good deal to try it. So let's start with Maze. Is your ex coming back? Aquarius, so this is your Maze, your ex coming back. So let's see what we have over here. Certainly, it's kind of interesting that we have Hermit and the Hierophant reversed. And the Death. So there is a transformation that is going to be happening this month. The Hermit reversed. It's definitely connected to us Aquarians. Most people completely miss that reference. He has the star. We are the star in tarot. That he's trying to discover the star, the hope, the zest for life within himself. And maybe kind of like, it's kind of weird. The Hermit stage is like right now what is stalling the growth. Did you guys go into I don't care about anybody, I don't want to be hurt, I'm not going to the next level with anybody? It's kind of like I'm picking up on that energy over here. The Death card is definitely kind of a card that talks about that something has to stop. And I have a feeling that this is referring to that stage of I'm here and you're there. That protectiveness. This is the card that also indicates the same thing. I'm just building these walls. Nobody can hurt me. There's definitely something that has happened to push Aquarian in that stage. But then the other party is suffering too, big times. They feel rejected. It looks like Aquarius here is the one who is saying, no way, Jose, kind of a thing, right? But the other party could have been married. The other party could have been giving a whole bunch of promises that actually never pan out. And this kind of like knight on the white horse was just like all talk, no action. So for Aquarius to barricade themselves like that and to say, no, I'm good, I want to be alone, means being hurt and damaged to a high extreme. But that's coming to an end. So for all the meanings that this card has, this is possible the best possible combination that exists. And look at this. Celebration, engaging life, engaging friends. I know, guys, if you like to crack up wine, just make sure you're not doing it alone. You kind of do it with somebody. And yeah, don't look for impossible, because look, from 3 we are going to 4. So what? You're finally you're finally going from, okay, I'm on my own, I like it, leave me alone, to kind of like enjoying with the friends. And then the next stage is like, okay, so now I enjoyed it, there's already 3 cups, but I want a very extra one. So sure, this was like a great wine, this was a good wine, no, not enough. So sometimes when people spend too much time on their own, or they build these walls, they can become a little bit of antisocial. And this is still kind of like not opening the arms. This person is still closed in, and this has to be repaired. It has to be repaired, that sense of loneliness, sense of it is just me and nothing out there can please me. Because we have these 2 fours, both of them are talking about crossing over that heart chakra, protecting. This is working really hard for the money, and this is like nothing brings me happiness. So there is like still that level of damage that I see, and there is like the 3rd fort here as well. So there is like the sense of stabilization, or rather to say destabilization. Wow, look at that. How many people we have here? Knight of Swords, the Empress, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Chariot reversed. Well, the Prince Charming was married, and you, Aquarius, or with somebody else who was really important to him. Queen of Cups definitely can come across as a water sign. She can also come across as a mother. And so I can see lots of water over here. I can see Taurus. I can see Cancer. I can see Libra. I can see Scorpio. Virgo. But these could be influences that these signs bring to the table. The strongest energy here is this Death card. The Death card of this Empress. There was like, and I would not say even hope. And that's what sucks. That's where there was no hope. And Aquarius, this is like a kryptonite for Aquarius, right, people? When we have no hope, like, we lose world. We become this hermit. We are not designed for this. We are designed to be quirky. We are designed to be weird. We are designed to drive everybody nuts. We are designed to test everything that is out there. Oh, what is this made of? Oh, it doesn't work anymore. Sorry. But this is not our ambient. This is like fish out of water. And here is this, like, we, I think, are getting mad as hell. Mad as hell. I think with us. I think with us. This is this Knight of Swords. This is not the nicest thing. It's like some kind of upheaval that's going to be happening. Almost looks like this other person might be appearing, or it might be the news about, I don't know, even possible breakup. The Queen of Cups is upright. That's the only thing that is kind of confusing me. But the Empress is down. And so we are not playing anymore. But it might be that we are finding out from not our ex, but from his better half about this. Because look at the Chariot going in the ditch. So this cracked. It looks like some of Aquarians waited for this relationship to be finished, and maybe it was the guilt over interfering with somebody else's relationship. And it's the bizarre part is like this person didn't want to be there. So that's why I'm thinking this must be a marriage, because in marriage it's not necessarily for love. It could be for love initially, but then all these building blocks happen. So everybody is unhappy in this situation. Well, no, he is very unhappy. He's taking, he cannot recover. Or she. We are completely, we are like shutting our skin. It is time to cut anything that needs to go. All the bad habits, all the kind of like separation. We separate ourselves from the source. And this is harming not only us, but everybody. Aquarian energy is very, very important. Look at this, 5s and 6s, being left out in the cold. And that's the fear, being left out in the cold. There is like no give and share, you know, what to do in the situation. Oh my gosh, look at this, yet another 4. We have now all of them. And there is the Emperor too. So we have all 4s, absolutely every single 4 that exists in the deck. We have the Death card, which is a 4. We have the Emperor. We have a 4 of Wands. We have 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and 4 of Swords. All of them, all 6. 4s are talking about stability. 4s are talking about building something that can last. So the Emperor and the Empress, we have them here. So I can see 3 people in this reading, and it's weird because I had this dream. Oh my gosh, weird dreams do I have? That I was a judge somewhere, not on this planet for sure, where I had a scale of justice. You know, usually they have 2. But mine had 3. And I was supposed to be the judge for the people who are involved in this like 3-party kind of like deal. Right? Just the scale with the 3rd one. So what I decided to do in that situation was I said, each one of you kind of put your emotions, what you experience on basically on one of those scales. And that's how I measured, because every person kind of like had their cross to bear in that situation. One person caused the situation, one person was hopeful, but the hope of one person depended on unhappiness of the other person. The person who was unhappy was in such turmoil, and she or he was like angry with one person and devastated with another. It was like lose, lose, lose everywhere. And it was like such an eye-opener for me, like especially for reading cards. And I actually see that here. I see a flavor that I was feeling in my dream, because in my dream these people could just narrow on their own situation. This person here with the Tower reversed can only see what's happening to them. They're not even seeing that everything has been built improperly, and they're living almost a lie. Something that is not stable, something that is not workable, something that just keeps going down in the ditch. So this should be cut off, but for some reason it just continues with this completely false sense of security, and the security doesn't exist. There is money involved here, I can see that. On this side it's almost like separation, because look at this, all these 3 cards, just like over here, they're like all reversed. So this whole communication, maybe there is no communicator kind of a thing, needing rest. Again, escapism from the problems. But something really big is happening this time around. We finally are realizing that we are not alone. We're finally realizing that we have been just dumped, left out in the dark. And unlike this person who is just, oh, me, my heart, I'm so broken, we are saying, you know what? I have to learn this lesson. I have to absorb this lesson. This is something that I participated in. And I need to stabilize myself in my emotions and to see what I want. Because look at this, these lines are connecting. So we are finally finding out things that are not making us arrogant or isolated, but that are making us happy. We are not necessarily, we are not going back with this person. This person is not coming back, but we don't want them to come back, because we are realizing this full impact of the situation, that we will be saddled with something huge. And we are realizing this is not up to us to deal with somebody else's problems. What was wrong, that they didn't clear the situation and come to us. What we did wrong is like that we were hoping that that's going to be cleared somehow, and it didn't. So hence, it just got derailed on all the sides. Time to transform. Time to find things that are creating us joy. Here again, he's sitting with us, but he's saying here, come to me life, I'm ready. So my dear Aquarius, your comments are more than welcome. I would like to hear what you have to say, and also I would love to know if you're cross-watching, how do you see that? For the rest of you, please subscribe, like, and share. So if you subscribe, you're going to be invited to my live sessions. Also, get yourself annual taroscopes, and hopefully to see you in the school the next time around. Until the next time, Aquarius, you can get your own reading at cattarot.ca. And the next week, watch for taroscopes for May. Love you.